Let's go ahead and go live. That's right, we are gonna just go live and say, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. Here we go with one of these. So we're gonna be painting up some Star Wars Legion. We're actually just prepping them. But I'm gonna go ahead and fire up this deal with the comment section. And yeah, we're here to chill, my guys. We're not gonna do anything terribly remarkable tonight. Let's see. I'm gonna hop in here, and we're gonna turn that on, because why not? Okay, so I am in the Discord, but we are just kind of chilling tonight. I do have some Star Wars Legion here, and you can see I just barely started priming these guys. We're going to give them a second to dry, but it's basically 12 clone troopers. Hey, what's up, Chris? Um, it's just 12 clone troopers, and we're gonna prep them for this whole the whole batch paint, which is, yeah, if I'm being honest with you, it's kind of like painting furniture, right? I was gonna put a just the regular unhelmeted head on the sergeant, but as it turns out for these kits, this sergeant doesn't call for a standard non-helmet, and so I was like, nah, and you know, Nelson was saying go ahead and just do all helmeted. So we are doing all helmeted. We do have Captain Rex here, but he wanted the Captain Rex symbol on his helmets too, so we're going helmeted on him as well. But yeah, instead of the normal black that I primed them, we primed them gray. Yeah, and we're tonight. We're just there's not going to be this is going to be the worst uh, stream for if you're interested in painting at all. You're just going to see my standard my standard shtick. I said that wrong. I almost said a racial slur. My standard shtick for how I address these clone troopers and stormtroopers. So this technique works fine on stormtroopers as well, but it also works quite well on these clone troopers. Um, and so we're going to get into it. And the main thing here is that the clone troopers are pretty. Some of the joins are not that hard, right? So this is what we're going to do. Officers must not wear helmets. That is correct. But yeah, the 40K people might get offended by this particular set of miniatures, but we're going to go ahead and continue on with our priming. We're just about ready. Looks like the primer is just about dry, so we can move on to the next stage here, which is going to be hitting this with a titanium ink or titanium white ink. And this is where I get a little worried I'm going to run out of ink, because I got these guys and I got a bunch of my own stormtroopers to paint as well. Let me just make sure we're good here. The good news is, because this gray is so light, I'm not going to need to be like terribly thorough with the white ink, right? In fact, if there's little bits of gray showing underneath, it's probably okay, given what we're planning on doing with these minis. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working the white ink on these troopers here. And it's honestly a little easier if I do it off camera, but basically what I'm going to do is, it's not even a zenithal. It's really just, I'm really just priming the majority of the model with the white ink. Okay, so So if you are looking for like a special technique here, this combination of undercoat is the special technique. The rest of it is not. But you'll see how fast this goes, right? So, okay, because we're not going for like terribly white. There we go. That's it. Right? That's it. It's so fast. Whoa. Next. I guess I could show you really quickly on screen how this looks. I guess I am kind of shooting down on it, but this is a lot more white than you would normally have on a true zenithal prime. Okay. Just easier to go down that way. And we have 12 of these minis to do, so all right. Hey, what's up, Jason? All right. All right, so just again, it's not a true zenithal, so if it does look like I'm putting way too much white on, that is intentional. Captain Rex. Right. I gotta put a little bit more white ink in the chamber here. But yeah, these all come down to how you do the wash step. Most important part of doing these clone troopers slash if you're going to do clone troopers or if you're doing stormtroopers, Imperial troops, or Republic troops, right? This trick also, not that they have them yet, but if and when they do first order, you'll do this. But first order, I think you just throw directly in the trash can, and you don't acknowledge that Disney Star Wars is a thing, right? That's the actual tutorial for first order troopers. It's just, yes, you acknowledge they don't actually exist, and Disney Star Wars is hot garbage, and then you move on with the rest of your life. That is what you're supposed to do. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that all taken care of because, you know, I mean, we're ahead of the curve. It's you're gonna know that's what we're aiming to do. So, okay. I do like how they did the flying bases. I will say that. Flying bases are annoying. As you can see, I have to tape them up. I have to paint around them. But what's cool about these flying bases is the way they attach is actually pretty nice. All right. All right, and we're gonna just give these guys a minute to dry, and then we go to the next phase. You mean the farce order? Hey, what's up, Shadowcat? They have to be the weakest of all these, we'll call them the Stormtrooper type troops. For sure, First Order are the weakest. I mean, you can have a guy full on fail the conditioning and go on to be a main protagonist in Disney Star Wars, and then you have and then just at no point is anyone afraid of anyone in the farce order, including Emo Ren. No, at no point are you like, oh, I'm scared. I remember being a kid, and this is just me, but I remember being a kid in Star Wars when the Empire got on screen and Vader walked on screen. There was a notable intimidation you felt as a little kid watching that. Like, oh crap, here he comes, right? Even stormtroopers, you're like, oh, you see how they're marching, and yeah, they can't shoot for shit. Everyone knows that, but still, I remember specifically being intimidated by stormtroopers, by uh, Darth Vader, by the Imperial Guard, which are awesome. Um, and when the clone troopers came out, the idea was that they were not intimidating because they're at first they were fighting for the good guys, and they show up on the side of the Republic, and you're like, oh, cool, there they are. So you're not really intimidated by them either. So that's fine too. Um, but yeah, but then when they become a real fighting force and they're shooting the Jedi down and that sort of thing, and like towards the end of that prequel trilogy, you at least felt that they had some form of military might, right? You felt that they were at least some. What has the First Order done? Really? I mean, I know the first movie, oh, they blew up a whole solar system. Yeah, but I mean, that was just their sort of machine that did that. There was at no point was I worried about any single. I actually, in fact, now that Disney has taken over Star Wars, there's just no threat to it. It's got no teeth. I know they killed some characters. They killed they killed original trilogy characters in that, but I I don't know, for whatever reason, just not intimidated. Not really intimidated by any of the current movie bad guys. Anyways, they're all so lame. They're not. Yeah, they're just not good villains. They don't impress me. I don't know. I don't know. That could just be me. All right. So we're gonna give these guys a hot minute to dry. So you can see they're not quite white, but that's okay. These are going to be a little bit darker than they're going to start off a little bit darker, but remember they are eventually going to have a nice white tone to them, the way that clone troopers do have a nice white tone to them. I guess I could hit them with a second coat of ink, which I'm not opposed to doing. I think they're pretty good though. First Order, really just mass kidnappers around the galaxy, stealing kids and brainwashing, just typical child soldier warlords. So yeah, boring premise for them. Yeah, no, it's not just that. It's the way they portray Hux and they're jamming. I think Kathleen Kennedy or whatever uh, is listening. She knows I'm talking mad shit about Star Wars. So there's that. Um, yeah. So if you're getting lag, it's because it's because yeah. Uh-oh. Here we go again. Okay. Our speed paint holy white. Nice. Yeah, in fact, you know, yeah, in fact, you know, I might do that here. Maybe just prime them white and then gloss them and then holy white. But you do need to get right the little shadows and that sort of stuff. Hooks did not turn. Oh yeah, true. They just I don't know. I won't talk trash. Actually, I will. I don't care. It's just super poorly written. The yeah. Anyways, enough of that. Uh, do I need? I would kind of want a little more exotic white on these. Maybe it will help if we did another. Maybe we do two coats of the white. But white ink, you gotta do white ink so that... And this one will just be a much lighter treatment. I'm just building a little bit extra white, okay? Hey, what's up, mate? So, we'll just give them another quick blast here of white. Right? So I don't need to hit the whole model. Just trying to get you to buy into this notion that they are white. Right? But yeah, this is just one giant batch paint. Which means there's no way we're finishing tonight. But you will see kind of the foundation of how I do mass stormtroopers, right? But as you can see, that white ink is pretty clutch. Because if this were white primer, I'd probably be spitting, spotting. There'd be all kinds of problems at this point. Rogue One was a mouse-based movie. That's true. And there was a lot about Rogue One I liked. So, I'll give you that. But, you know me, I'm so old. I like my original trilogy. Rogue One did have tooth. For sure it did, right? And that's why a lot of boomers like myself still... I'm not a boomer. A lot of older people... I'm a Gen Xer, damn you. We like Rogue One because the Empire had tooth, and there were, they actually did a great job with real stakes on the table, and killed a bunch of really cool developed characters in that movie, right? All right. Okay, let's give that a minute to dry, the next layer of white. I think that's all the airbrush white we're going to do. But there is still one more really important thing we're going to do with the airbrush before we turn the airbrush off. But I'm going to give it a minute here. I really do need to order more of these style shot glasses. I went to the Total Wine and they don't have those style anymore. Now they're like true alcoholic shot glasses. These are like, I want to say these are 6 ounce or 8 ounce. No, it can't be. It's less than that. But the other ones I have are like, the other shot glasses I have are like 16-ounce shot glasses. Like, no, you're just gonna die. Okay, here I'll show you one. It's got a War Stomper from Wrath of Kings on it that I put together a while ago and have not painted. But yeah, it's too big. Too big. Right? It's good for a 50 mil model like that, but too big for... You can't put 12 of those on this little painting table. You ordered Masters of the Universe core box. Oh, nice. I've seen those minis online, and they do look really awesome. I'll jump on that train eventually. You know how it goes. You gotta get some cool He-Man stuff at some point. And I do have like a metal He-Man and a metal Skeletor mini back here somewhere. But for now, we're just working on some Legion stuff. And I don't have any Bushido to paint because all my Bushido is painted. So there. Now I'm going to wait on getting more Bushido I'm gonna wait until we all have stuff and we're all complaining about Matt's garbage. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Matt's BS leader. But yeah, I'm just yeah. But yeah, I probably will not pick up any more Bushido until we start getting more games in, and I can start complaining about other people's stuff being OP besides Matt. But yeah, I will say I love my faction. I was like, okay, I got thoroughly wrecked against Matt playing Bushido today, which was cool. But uh, and I think that was exactly how that should have happened because my crew is they're super delicate, they're super fragile. You could see that Matt doesn't give a crap about my disguised ability. He just rolls fives and sixes all day long, and so he doesn't care. He's just gonna walk up and it's like, oh, what disguised what? I just what? And just hit my guys immediately, and I can't win any opposed key tests against him. Um, that might be the only issue I have with Bushido is I can't win an opposed die roll to save my life. So there's going to be guys like Matt and Jason and those guys where it's going to be a super uphill battle because I just know I'm not going to get a lot of the upper hand in a lot of these face-to-face situations. So, but that's cool. And my crew is they're not really built to do that stuff anyways. They're not. It's not the best thing, but I'm trying to figure out because my crew they have a lot of ability to change facing. You know, the surprise stuff is attack is pretty cool when you're attacking, and you pretty much. I think with the fan dancers, you pretty much have to turn like mess a guy's facing up before you go in on him. Otherwise, otherwise you're just not rolling enough dice, and it's not gonna work. What do you think about the theme crew mechanic? I think it was fine. I mean, my theme seemed really strong, but again, I didn't know what I'm doing. I think once I get a much firmer grasp of the rules and the core mechanic, um, I'm gonna uh, I think my crew will be a bit more powerful. But what I really like is they do have like there are ways to get around their defenses and there are ways to kind of flatten them, right? And that's kind of my favorite when we're looking at different crews and stuff for games. That is literally what I like playing in just about any game. Is I like to play that like finesse sort of uh, we'll just say unforgiving, right? High stakes, unforgiving crews that can be very powerful. Uh, when you're playing things very, very tight and well, right? But you always have to be careful because once somebody gets around your defenses, you're just pretty squishy, right? Rice bale barricade, nice. But yeah, just that was our first actual game of Bushido. Um, And so there's still quite a bit to learn. All right, so now we're going to go in. We're going to hit them with this gloss varnish, which is the important step. This is the very important step when you're doing these types of minis. So let me just rinse out the gun one more time. And we're going in with some gloss. But I really did enjoy Bushido, despite Matt both cheating and being OP. And winning every face-to-face that I roll, just about. Oh, man. It's funny. All right, so spray these. I think when you do learn how to play Silver Moon, the Jade Rose, I think a lot of people are going to hate playing against that because they do seem to have a insanely stupid amount of control of the board. But like I said, you get around their defenses and that sort of thing. You can if you can actually force any sort of straight up fight with them, they fold pretty easily. Do you like skirmish games in general that are zone control rather than button control? Um, no, because I can't say that because a lot of skirmish games have both zone control and button control in the same game. So I don't think it comes down to that. Uh, I just like games that have interesting that have interesting scenarios that are worth replaying, right? For example, like you might think that a game where you're mostly these are not no these aren't my clones, these are Nelson's clones. Um, like your typical war game where you're just trying to remove models off the opponent's side of the board. Um, I'm typically not into that style of victory condition. But if you look at Wrath of Kings, right, that's a pretty significant part of your victory condition is removing opponent models. But with their motivations are so interesting that game makes the walk up and fight, standard of war games. It makes it very interesting, right? Wrath of Kings is cool because it's like depending on motivation, there are going to be certain models that you want to leave alive at certain times, and then you're going to want to just take other models off the board. So I like that. I generally, though, I will say this: I generally don't like games where all you're trying to do is stand next to this certain point, and the other guy's also just trying to stand on the same point. Like, if that's the main form of victory, then I don't find that terribly interesting. Because it's, especially if it's like a King of the Hill type thing or something like that, where it's like just stand there with your toughest guys and be there the longest. And because I think, for the same reason that like just running around and stealing things and would only favor the fastest crews. Well, there's other scenarios where just only favor right really really sturdy crews or really really top heavy beatdown style crews. So I think Bushido at least has a pretty cool the timing around scoring is pretty cool. Um, and the games they don't seem to get wildly out of hand unless you're me and I roll 2 2s and Matt rolls 6 6 6 5 and then he adds 5 more to his success. Ah man, I'm just it's too funny not to put things that way. But all right, so we're gonna let the gloss varnish dry there, and I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to start hitting them with the shade wash. I kind of want to. Typical cheating. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna let these dry for a second. Well, they have to dry quite a bit. So we're gonna be sitting here for a minute. Um, I am gonna take a brief breather here because I'm gonna change my water and change my wet palette. So I'm gonna mute my mic. You guys can talk for a couple minutes here while I'm doing that. Okay, see some comments about my legendary bad dice rolling. Uh, oh, cool! You can do an unboxing for him. Hell yeah, I want to watch that. It's awesome. Uh, cheating is the only way to get all rocket packs for the ARC troopers. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, what if you wanted to represent them all as like up in the air rocket guys? Oh, there's my cat. Yeah. Because he doesn't want me talking about my bad dice rolling, do you? Go on. Okay. Yep, that is true. Yeah, I only killed a 6-point dog. It is true. I that's true. I only killed one model. Yeah. Yep. Uh, which I guess that's why I was saying like I need to mix other models into that crew that can hit a little bit harder than the ones I have in that crew. I probably overloaded a bit too much on the fan dancer side of things. So okay, we're just gonna let that continue to dry. Whoa. But I will next game I will try to improve and kill 2 dogs next game, and we'll consider that a 100% improvement if I can kill 2 dogs. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get myself a really dark black ink, right? Like this carbon black ink. Or models that can tank. True. Gucci is my guy. I think he's going to make the crew because he does have a skull mace thing and a whip, which is pretty awesome. All right, so let's pick. I need this. I'm going to blow a little air on this. Make sure that the varnish is dry before I do this. Typically, I might wait overnight to make sure the varnish is super dry. It looks like I'm in pretty good shape with this varnish. All right. And the truth is, I don't need this wash step to be black. If it's mostly gray, then that's kind of cool. Right? I might pick on this guy kneeling first. And we're going to test out my mix on this guy. Make sure we're good to go. Looks like we are. All right. So this needs to be as thin as you can possibly get it. The idea is we want it to roll over all the smooth areas and just settle in the light areas. So I'm going to be using a few different things to thin this. The main thing I want to use is, if I still have it, here we go. This is one of my favorite things to thin inks and super thin stuff is Airbrush Blow Improver. Hey, what's up, Nelson? So yeah, you could do holy white here, and it would work pretty well. But I want to get some some harder definition on these parts of the clone troopers, right? So I'm trying to get something as close to a liner as possible. All right, so airbrush flow improver, gonna put a fair bit of that down. I'm gonna put this carbon black ink in the middle of that. And then I think I want to put this universal acrylic thinner. Ooh, that's actually really nice. Okay. And let's see what we get here. Whoa. And then hopefully this will behave. This will behave like I'm hoping it behaves more like a dark gray liner than a full-on like black ink, right? This to be really thin. I don't think I really need flow improver though. I mean, I got lots of flow improver in there. So let's go. So I'm going to go with the size 0 brush and really give this thing a chance to just get in where it's supposed to get in, right? Okay. So I'm not going to slop it on. Looks like he has a beard here on camera. Don't worry. Right? I'm going to be somewhat careful about how this goes down. So that carbon black ink is actually really dark. It might still be too dark, in fact, now that I'm doing this. See, it's not. There we go. Okay, so I still need even, that carbon black ink is super dark. And you just don't need it that dark. So I have this stuff thinned to like, that's probably 15, 20 to 1 right now. And it's still super dark. Like that carbon black ink is no joke. It's like it's still black on my rag here. Okay, right? So I should be able to just do this. Do we have feet pics? Okay, I'll back myself out of that conversation. And we'll do this, right? So what's cool about this method of lining is you do want to be somewhat clean, but you don't have to be like 100% clean. Right? And it's going to look pretty cool. Hey, what's up, Canvas? Okay. Yeah, there. That's just, I mean, so down here in this area, I could just go like that, right? Now, if you have access to, I want to show you something else, totally different, right? If you have access to navy gray, where is it? It's like the magic juice. Where did it go? Where did it go? Nope. Nope. Can't find it. Of course I can't find it because I need it. Well, I actually don't need it because I'm not using it for this. But if you do, dude, it's gone. Oh, here we go. If you do have access to this navy gray liner, this is Nelson stuff, so I think this is 501st. So I'm going to show you what a little bit of this does, right? So straight out of the package, right? You can go like this, right? And you don't have to be nearly as precise, but it will do everything that crazy black ink will do and a bit cleaner, right? So you could, since I have this down, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to use what I got here on this guy, right? And you can see it's much easier to just do this, right? And it's super nice. It flows into the right spots. It does what it is supposed to do without having to be terribly precise. So if you did have a bunch of this wash, you could zip through these pretty quick, okay? But that's already, like, that's not bad, right, for this dude. Actually, probably could do, let me do a couple with this. For Captain Rex here, oh, my stupid cat. What? Pick in or out. Pick in or out, okay? You know when cat knows when I'm streaming. Okay, it's very simple. There you go, right there. There. That's her spot, okay? That's her spot. Sit there. Okay. He's gonna want back out. I know it. Go. Just sit. All right. Let's do Captain Rex. All right. Since Captain Rex is right here, so I'm gonna just do. So I want that part of the visor to have the black part. So this is PVC, so the detail's not quite as sharp. So you have to be a little more diligent about how you're doing the liner on Captain Rex here. Okay, but see the softer. I heard my cat. She's getting excited. That's funny. Okay. Right. And I can just do that. So again, that navy gray, super nice for this. Just does. I just don't have enough navy gray to do whole armies these days. But if you do have access to navy gray, it's a great use for it. Just do that. You can do all your lining stuff, and it's just going to be a little easier, a little less precise than having to do the ink wash like I'm doing. But yeah, And obviously that gloss varnish helps too. Helps bounce stuff off the heavy areas. Right? I know a lot of people that paint stormtroopers don't want to do all the tedious lining. But you can see how that was like pretty simple, right? You have iron hull gray. That's cool. Is iron hull gray? Iron hull gray is a paint, right? It's not a wash. Okay. So keep moving with these guys. But yeah, like I said, really pretty happy with Bushido and what we've seen so far. Hoping to learn a lot more, and I'm really happy that I got kind of a more difficult crew to run. See how that's stained? That's bad. See, that was the navy wash, that wouldn't have stained like that. I think what I want to do it's like I think I have to take this ink wash and thin it even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take straight water and I'm going to take that 20-to-1 dilution of ink and we're going to go into the pure water. And that's actually not bad. I can use that. There we go. Right, so I should be able to line this guy quicker, which looks like it is because it's super thin. So this is actually starting to behave a little bit more like that navy. Right? Yeah, that's actually kind of nice. Right, and the main thing I'm looking for is I just don't want to have any pooling. So if it pools there, I can move it pretty quick. But yeah, that looks pretty convincing as far as liner is concerned, right? Super nice. Bushido is a great game. You played the Poison Dudes. Oh, you played Ito Clan. That's what Sean is playing. Sean will be playing Ito Clan. The Snake Dudes, Snackmans. Yeah, I'm playing Silver Moon Yakuza basically. And I'm pretty down with that faction. I doubt this is going to stay this color, but for reference, you can see there how well that lines without staining. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So I guess I can line with that carbon black ink. I just have to thin it like there is no tomorrow. And the cat is back in for tour number 3. Thanks, cat. You really know what to do when I hit broadcast, don't you? Chris has Ito coming. Nice. Well, yeah, we gotta poison Matt's cheating guy. Make him at least. Well, actually, if you poison him, it counts as healing. What? Yeah. And the more poison counters he has, what happens if you burn him? Oh, then he heals twice as hard. What happens if you burn him and poison him? Well, that's the thing, right? Is he can take both and gain more AP and heal. Actually, he can walk up to you and you take the poison damage. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he does. GCT sending Ito and Steve sending Shadowwind. Nice. Drown the mini. Well, that's the thing, see? If he drowns, then you give him water magic. And just kidding. Just kidding. Just play the gooder stuff. That's right. That's the correct answer, Matt. You're supposed to tell me, get gooder stuff, noob. Alright. So you can see, the lining is doing pretty well. And you know what ruins this technique is actually putting flat paints down on this. It will kill the effect entirely. So don't do that. Just trust in your lining ability. There are some times where I've had to fix stuff like that. And I think the best way to do that would be to use some gloss medium on your silver white paint. You're not going to do white paint, and apply that on there. And that should work better than just trying to fix it with flat white miniature paint, because it's going to look terrible if you do that. Okay, but I'm getting pretty happy with how this this iteration of the liner is working. Okay, just trying to get the white armor done. I like this guy. He's looking at a transmission from another clone officer. And I think this thing is a little projector, right? That's a little comm projector or something. There we go. Execute order. Right. Mm-hmm. Need 20 pieces of chicken nuggets. Who wants to be that nerd so bad that you get Order 66? They, do you think the guy at Star Wars Celebration that got Order 66 in the the little dine-in restaurants inside the Anaheim Convention Center, do you think that guy got a date? Did he was he cool enough to be like, oh yeah, like he went to Star Wars nerd speed dating that night and showed his date that he got Order 66? Like, do you think was that is that cool enough to turn on the female Star Wars fans or no? How do you evaluate conventions to go to? Well, in my current situation, I can pretty much only go to one convention a year at this point. I used to go to many conventions. Um, and we were just talking about LVO today, and like, oh man, we could go, right? Because we went last year, as you know, this year, I should say, sorry. We went, and the main draw for me, anyways, was to play Batman. But the way they're kind of changing that tournament, they change that tournament, it sounds like it's going to be a Saturday Sunday. Um, I still want to go to LVO, and I would probably want to run Bushido at LVO. I would probably want to run Bushido, and I don't know, do something Friday night. I don't know what I would do Friday night. Maybe I'd play the Batman casual thing Friday night, right? And then just run Bushido Saturday, and that would be my LVO. That guy got so much underweight, overweight, under. Yeah, that's one way to explain that, Canvas. Thank you, sir. But yeah, I I really think that's what I might end up doing, guys. Is I might, especially if you guys tell me like, okay, yeah, if you throw Bushido as a Saturday tournament, I will go to LVO, right? Because then I get back to doing what I wanted to do at LVO in the first place, right? Play two different games, one Friday night, one Friday, one Saturday, and spend the rest of the time just sort of relaxing, enjoying the casino, right? Hanging out with my friends. That's what I want to do. And so if you guys come back and say, yeah, if you were to throw a Bushido party, let's go play a Bushido party at LVO, then yeah, I'm gonna be I probably will sign up to do that, right? So you want to help? Yeah, I mean, and I don't know what they do for like assistant badges for TOs, especially a smaller game like Bushido. If we, if I don't I have no idea how that works. So, um, but I don't know if you guys say, uh, if you want, I don't know among the locals who wants to go to LVO, but that would be an ideal LVO for me. Would be to play in Batman Friday, and then since they're doing a Saturday Sunday, I would just run Bushido. For me, it's gonna depend on, right, if like if Nelson and Jason and Matt and Bing and Chris, if those guys end up saying, yeah, I'd actually go. I would go to play Bushido. And that would be cool. But also, they also kind of know too, though, that if CQ gets Bushido in store, then they could just easily attend a local Bushido tournament, right? But it would be cool to get a like a Bushido, a US Bushido scene really kind of moving. That would be kind of cool, right? Because I don't want to play MCP at LVO, and um, and Warcaster probably I don't like Warcaster enough to want to play that at LVO, right? It's not enough to get me to go buy a ticket and go to Las Vegas to play Warcaster. I'm gonna do Wrath of King. No, we're already doing Wrath of King World Champions in July, so we're good there. What's up, Jason? By the way, uh, yeah, I you can see how like relatively clean that is, right? It's a pretty clean liner job. I don't know. It would be cool to do a Bushido, like an annual Bushido tournament that didn't give away a cup, right? It gave away instead of Guild Ball, where I gave cups away, it would be a different style of trophy, and I don't know what that trophy would be. Unfortunately, I can't give away uh, a katana because I would do that. That would be amazing. You just give away like a replica katana or something. That would be pretty sweet. I'll look into that. There might be something cool you could give away for Bushido. I don't know. Maybe like maybe chopsticks or a cool engraved like bento box or a ceremonial dagger that wasn't sharp in any way. You know, something like that would be kind of cool. I don't know, guys. A rice bowl? Can't give away. Yeah. Yeah, right. It would be cool. You know how like if you're gonna do a Bushido tournament, I like I like having like themed like annual events, right? If like SoCal, for example, was called the Poke Bowl, right? And you get an engraved bowl, and you had the Poke Bowl, you had the you know maybe the sushi roll, or like another place would have like the sushi you get like a rolling sushi mat. That would be pretty sick. Yeah, this did a pretty good job of not staining. Bing was talking about using dice cups to hide some token allocations for Bushido, so Japanese tea style cup. Yeah, because there's some information that is hidden in that game, so that might be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll spend some time thinking about it, because that would be cool to go to LVO and offer. I just love this idea that if you're gonna do like an event at a convention or something, that you win like a one of a kind thematic prize for whatever game you were playing. And like kind of like the Kingdom Cup where I go and get a different cup every year and get that cup custom engraved. That's super fun, right? I like doing stuff like that. Right? You could also do like a fan, right? That would be kind of cool if you did. I have two more of these guys left to do. A big bottle of sake, right? You could do a giant brush, like a big Japanese calligraphy brush. I think there's cool stuff you could do. I wonder if LVO, like, what would be cool if it was at LVO to give away something Japanese that would be related to fortune, right? So, you know how you have those like lucky cats that are holding the coin? You know, think along those lines, but I wouldn't be giving away a little cat statue. But that would be cool, right? Because you're in Las Vegas, you get a little, right? So you get something that's related to fortune. And before you say it, fortune cookie is not only not Chinese, it's a kimono. What if you gave away like a Marshall belt or something? I might have to like uh, get into some history books or something and find out like what were like big time big baller gifts that Japanese uh, shoguns and would award their samurai, their best samurai, besides rewarding them with a glorious death. Like what else could you get? Say pretend you were a daimyo, right? And you had your favorite samurai that was honorable until it was time to burn, loot, and pillage your enemies, your family enemy's village. What would you get your favorite samurai? Right? Winner gets a black belt. That would be kind of cool, also, right? It's one of the reasons why Rumble Slam is such a cool, because you could just get a wrestling belt and give that away. I know. We're gonna have to spend a little bit of time thinking about this because it definitely would be. There's some merit to having a cool like Japanese style trophy. Did I do this guy? I did. You can tell. You guys can see on screen where that lining is coming in, right? You should be able to. Rare teas, high altitude farm teas like 120-pound tea leaves. That would be really interesting. Uh, Unfortunately for the tea leaves, I don't know, like, is there like a crazy way to present that? Right? Because I don't know. It's not like, could you give someone tea leaves that said, LVO 2023 on them, Bushido, what's it called tournament? The tea tournament, right? Could you do that? I'm wondering. I'm wondering. But yes, I do like where all this thinking is going, though. Tea sounds like a cool idea. I just don't know how you would, like I said, present that in like a sort of big ceremonious way. And the winner end up with something really cool that they could display on their mantle, you know. Okay. I think we are just about done with the we'll just call it lining all the stormtroopers. Okay. That's just to answer your question about what they gave to each other. Okay, so they gave each other tea. I would think they would give each other things like rare birds, or right, or even rare feathers, um, concubines. I don't know. I don't know what else they would have given each other. Obviously, ceremonial daggers and swords. What else could you do? The teacup is still a pretty cool idea. Uh, you could do. This would be. I mean, back to the sake idea. You could give a masu, which is just a box for sake, but you could have it engraved. Right? You could have the whole thing emblazoned on there. I just, the thing about drinking paraphernalia, just to full disclosure here, is I don't want it to be drinking paraphernalia, mainly because that was sort of Kingdom Con, right? The Kingdom Cup is from Kingdom Con, and so it makes sense. Your giveaway cup, plus it's Guild Ball, it's a sport, so cups make sense there. But I don't want to do that for. I wouldn't want to do that for Bushido and LVO, if that makes sense. You could do like a bonsai tree, but then I'm bringing a bonsai tree to Las Vegas, and that kind of sucks. That would be kind of cool to just win a bonsai tree, I guess. But these are gamers, right? And then they're like, they're mostly going to be mad at me because now they have to take care of their trophy. They probably wouldn't want that. Uh, and I'm definitely going to let all this liner stuff dry before I start to look at the next colors. I mean, I could paint all the guns. That's another easy thing I could do. Paint all the guns. I don't know. Any other ideas? We talked about kimono. Kimono would be kind of cool too, but again, us gamers come in some of the larger sizes. And I know, like, even for my Asian costumes that I wear to Ren Fair and that kind of stuff, I'm getting like triple XL for those. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know they make humans that small anymore. Yeah, I got the dad bod. I get that, but I'm not like big as in tall, and my limbs aren't like they're not like gigantic stumps or anything like that. But uh, yeah. So them Asian clothing sizes, man, you gotta be careful around that. What else we got? I don't know. Let's look at some of the painted examples here. There's a lot of blue on these, so probably the next thing is just going to be painting all of tomorrow. Pachinko chips. Interesting. Not, it sounds cool. Not against that. Pachinko chips. Necklace like a chain that you can open up and swing. It's got a little blade on the end of it. The little climbing claws, right? Those the ninja used to climb up. You could use what else? Kama would be. Oh, you could do sai. You could do a pair of sai that are really just those little rotisserie. you could do you could do something like that. Uh, you do the cool Raiden hat. That would be hard to personalize. Uh, that would be funny. Pachinko chips. Hold on, Jason. Let me look at. Hold on. And yes, I am gonna. We are gonna take a break from painting like we often do in this. Right? We're gonna go to Amazon. Right? Because we gotta. Bezos always has. He always has to get his due. You're considered extremely overweight in Taiwan. I know, Nelson. Nelson is considered like perfectly normal and fit here. Nelson is definitely thinner than me, and he's considered like morbidly obese in Taiwan. I don't know. Hold on, guys. Uh, let's capture a screen. There we go. Okay, so let's look at let's do a little shopping, folks. You guys don't need to see the stormtroopers the clone troopers. So, pachinko chips. This is interesting. Right? Pachinko chips. This is taking a while. Okay. I think it thinks like food chips. No. No. This is not. This is not opium laced sushi. Yeah, we could do a what are they called? The love pillows or whatever? We could do something like that. What if I prize is rice crackers? uh I'm just gonna type in this is I don't know Japanese decor. You know I love bento box. Hold on. This has been a dream of mine. If I could do whoa. Oh no, these are not bento boxes. I If I could put all my Bushido kit in a bento box, that would be amazing. Now it thinks I'm only thinking food. Hold on. We were saying decor, right? Let's look at Japanese golden chicken. See, that is cool. This wishing pot's pretty sick. What else we got? Oh, hell yeah. A gong? That would be pretty sick. All right, see a canvas. The gong is pretty dope, not gonna lie. If the measurement tools look like chopsticks, that would be pretty sick. You could totally do that. You know, I love these like mini things. You should be able to play Bushido on something like that. This little, right? The little Zen Garden Kit. Actually, this is 50 bucks. Is it worth it to get this little terrain? Probably not. It looks cool though. Look at the gong's not bad. Look at those little green rocks that look like bushes. Oh, look, they're like little chia bushes. That's so cool. That'd make cool terrain for Bushido. Look, there's the gong again. I don't know why Olight is in here, but okay. See, like this thing, right? Because this is kind of Vegas, your little Maneki Neko charm. Oh, that's so cool. That's actually a piece of war gear that Silvermoon can get too. You can get a Maneki Neko for which I need apparently because I can't roll for shit. So I totally need that. If I put, yeah, I know, right? The game is about the terrain as well, though. This is a letter opener. This is kind of hot fire. They would let me take this. They wouldn't let me take it on a plane. But see, I wonder, you could get the stand engraved. That's pretty dope, guys. Right? That's pretty dope. How much? But it's so cheap. Is there a better quality one? 15 Dara. You found my bento box. Nice. So you could do like a bonsai. This is crystal, though. Look at that one with the cool Buddha in there. Oh, that one's super cool, too. That's a much fancier one. These are cool. Like, I would just basically just raid this for terrain, though, sadly. I'd spend the $40 and be like, oh, cool, I got a cool bonsai tree. I'm assuming that's an artificial, yeah, that's an artificial tree. That's pretty dope, though. Right, I gotta go to the pet store and just get stuff like that. That is pretty dope. All right, what else we got? The paper lamps are cool. Oh, hey, PetSmart has some decent Japanese terrain for fish aquariums. I brought a bunch for Eldorado. Ah, yeah, I remember. Yeah. Well, I mean, my current Bushido terrain is PetSmart Japanese style terrain. Oh, I just realized I just missed this guy's entire face. So I gotta hit that with the liner. Right. Fans are cool. You get this like the fancy keepsake boxes. Let me get this guy back. This is the problem with very large batch paints. Sometimes you're doing a step and that model does not get the next step. But yeah, that would be cool to do something specifically for Bushido. This is just cool terrain. Look at that. I don't know. That's just awesome. I would want that on my board. And there's always like the Tory Gate. The gong is pretty sick. A kendama? Hold on. I don't know what that is. Let's put it in. The gong is pretty sick though, not gonna lie. Because you could do a whole like set of engraving on the gong, and then you can hand not the dong. You could put the whole set of engraving on the gong and then hang the gong. Oh, like this is these. Okay, so you could do. It's interesting. I don't know. It it's it's definitely thematic, but is it? None of this really screams trophy to me. You got a new book, Musketeers versus Cthulhu. Yeah, really, these are cool. They just don't. Nothing here like looks like. Does that make sense? There's nothing like trophy-ish about this. Sadly, it's cool. Cool idea. I think the gong is cool. Let's look at some Japanese gongs. I wonder if they just have like a giant. You could just buy a giant gong. Yeah, this one 20 to 22 inch gong. Get set of 3 gongs. Right? Because that's cool. You could just get that part. I wonder if you could just get a stand and then buy the disc for the gong. Oh, well, look at this one. Yeah. This one's just it's just the brass gong, right? So you could full on put a logo on that. That's kind of hot. That's kind of dope. How big is this gong? So it's only, this is tiny though. It's only 7.4 inches across. I wonder if they have a bigger one. That would be pretty cool too, because when you're playing in this, then every time I start a new round, I just hit the gong, and then you hit the gong to like signal the end of a round too. I'm just wondering if there is a bigger one. What's like? Oh, check out that cool elephant. This one. All right. What's the size of this guy? Not as much engraving space on that particular gong. 10 by 8. Yeah, so it's a little bit bigger. But you just don't get. Unfortunately, it's not the best gong for. There's gotta be a cooler one. Oh man, look at like these cool ships and stuff. This one has a Zodiac. That's dope. Wait, what? Wait. Okay. What is the owl? What the? Oh, the fish is pretty cool. That's super Las Vegas too. The wellfish. Not as functional as a gong. Can you imagine being the dude? Uh, no, because I could see Matt doing this crap. Matt wins the gong, and then he shows up back at CQ and just starts hitting the gong whenever it's time for him to play. Oh man, just give him ideas. That fish is pretty cool, but I still think an engraved gong would be ideal. Sir, I'm just wondering, is there a bigger one? Made of brass alloy. I mean, yeah, the gong itself is it's not terrible. It's still that gong is still probably a 6-inch diameter. Oh, I could get the mortar and pestle set. Oh no, it's a meditation ball. That's kind of dope too. But oh, right, you could do the when it's time. You, not the easiest thing to engrave. This would actually kind of suck to engrave. Yeah, that would kind of suck to engrave that. Hmm. Oh look, fits in your hand. I don't know. What? Oh, it's from Nepal too. The Japanese singing. I mean, that is pretty cool. It's that's a good runner up. I think it's a good runner up. I Gong is still the best. I think. I'm just like, is there? I'm just wondering if there's a higher quality one. Sort of, eh. You can tell that stand is not like you can even see right the burrs underneath. Like it would need a little bit of needs a little bit of work. A taiko drum. All right, Jason's fully invested. Let's see. Can we beat Gong? Hmm. Whoa. That's for the Switch. I was like, why does that cost? Okay, never mind. It's an electronic taiko drum. Gong with the wind. No, it's the Gong Show. Again, cool. I don't really see cool theme. But I don't really see a trophy type item there. So I think, yeah, I'll look. Actually, will look. See, sometimes on eBay you can find like the weirdest, most unique items like this. And then this is a good luck. Yeah, and sure, whatever that means. Damn. So, yeah, I got it. Looks like I don't know. Are we going to be serious about going to LVO? I guess is the question, right? And is that an appropriate venue to introduce the gong, the Bushido gong? What we'd call them the gong games. The gong games. Where the hell's Jake? We need Jake to get super hype over this shit because he just amplifies. Damn it! You're not going to LVO, Chris. Ah, Jason, man, don't kill my dreams immediately. Hold on, just hold on, hold on. Just hear me out. That's pretty dope. I am kind of liking this idea of just going with the gong, dude. Like, and getting a gong engraved. I, I, I would need to find a better gong than that, though. If I can, probably can find one. Anyway, I should probably do a little bit more painting, but I think we're good. No job yet. Oh, what? Maybe we can get some hype around it. The gong games would be so cool. All right. Anyways, yeah, we're just gonna leave the clones here. They're right. They just need they just need their detail colors and some highlights, and they're good to go. So we're just gonna call the stream here because it's about nighttime. Yeah, tickets are about to go on sale. Ugh. Anyway, I'll have to figure out LVO pretty shortly here if I'm gonna do it. I'd like to do it, but if I don't have a clear idea of what I want to play, then it's probably not gonna happen. So we'll just leave it totally open-ended like that. And with that, we're going to call the stream to a close because I'm going to go to bed and go to work tomorrow. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.